Well, hello there, Gemini. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing a 3-month reading. So this will take you from the rest of May through June and through July. So we'll take a look at the overall energies for the next 3 months, and then we'll take a look at each other 3 months to see what obstacles may be on your path or what may be coming in for you, what blessings are on the horizon. So let's go ahead and get started. This reading is good for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if the message here doesn't resonate with you, you may want to check out one of your other signs to see if there's a message there for you. Okay, so let's see what we have. The koi fish spirit, there is always enough. Okay, so Gemini, there's almost an energy here when I was doing your pre-reading meditation, almost like an energy of feeling like you don't have enough, okay, in different areas of your life. It could be enough resources, enough time to accomplish what it is that you want to do, enough love. You could just feel in general that you don't have enough within yourself in order to push through, almost like a sense of, I don't want to say despair or desperation, but I feel like there's something that you feel like either you need to purge or you need to kind of like accomplish here in the next 3 months. And it's almost this energy of, do I have the stamina? Do I have the perseverance? Do I have the resilience in order to do this? A narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Yeah, I feel like, that is exactly right. It's almost, okay, they're saying like threading a needle, it's almost this energy where you feel like you're trying to push forward into something beautiful, okay, but you feel like you don't have enough. Like your options are just limited at this time. It's really and truly in order to help you to focus, okay, in a specific area. In other words, you're not having a lot of new options coming in right at this time. I feel like that is getting ready to shift though. It's almost as if you don't have the options that you're looking for in your life. But it's only because there's something, it's almost as if you're being asked to take a really hard look at something in your life, or to just quiet your mind so that you can get the messages that your guides may be trying to bring to you at this time. So, okay, so we're going to take a look first at May, stepping into your solar year. That's so exciting. You have a birthday coming up, Gemini, and then we'll take a look at June and then July into early August. Okay, so, oh my goodness, look at this. See, this is what's happening. There's some big change on the horizon. And I feel like, once again, you feel like I don't have what it takes. I don't have the opportunities coming in. It's almost as if you really, once again, it's almost like you could be a little bit filled with anxiety, thinking, oh my goodness, I'm never going to accomplish this. So whatever it is, it could be because your birthday is coming up. A lot of times we set goals, for something we want to accomplish by our birthday or something like that. Or you could have a big event coming up, okay, like a wedding or a new baby arriving or something like that. It's that kind of energy of a little bit of excitement, but anxiety, trying to get prepared for something. For some of you, you could just feel this change is coming, right? And you're just trying to prepare yourself for it in a good way, because underneath you have the 9 of Cups and expect powerful change. So there is a huge change on the horizon that is going to help you to step into your 9 of Cups. For some of you, you could look at this. You are manifesting exactly what it is that you want after a long time of feeling like you don't have enough. So this could be, you feel like you don't have enough love, you don't have enough stamina, perseverance, you don't have enough energy. You could even be feeling with the 5 of Pentacles, like you don't have enough health. whether that's through energy or clarity or whatever. It's almost like I don't have enough. Like you're in a desperate need for something, feeling like you need something. It's kind of like, okay, that, like late in the afternoon when you're trying to finish something and then, you're kind of like, oh, I need a cup of coffee to get me through this or something. It's almost that energy. Like I just don't have what it takes. It's almost like what it takes, whether that's energy, resources, or what, to push through this. You have it, Gemini. You definitely have it. So let's take a look at the rest of May. Moving into June, you have your hard work is paying off. See, you have been working hard. There's that energy where you've been putting a lot of time and energy into something, and yet you're not seeing the payback of it yet, right? It's that energy of, when is this going to pay off? Like maybe feeling like you don't have what it takes to start your own business or to bring in new love or whatever it is that you are trying to manifest at this time. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in May. Okay, you're stepping into your strength. I feel like there's almost this energy where you're trying to power through something, okay? But the strength card is this internal power. It's not necessarily always a physical power, because if you look, the girl there is being really gentle with the lion. The lion has a lot of physical power, right? It's a very powerful animal physically. It has a lot of strength, but the little girl may not have a lot of physical strength, but she's bringing a lot of love and nurturing to this situation. And understanding that, at this time, you may feel like you don't physically, whether that is energetically, physically in your body, or it is your resources or something like that, that you don't have what it takes. Understanding, Gemini, that your loving nature, okay, is part of the equation. Not to give up on that, because I feel like you're concentrating on what the lion's bringing to this, your resilience, your perseverance, you're just trying, there's this sense of trying to power through something, but understanding that your love and nurturing also helps to move the situation forward. Wow, really powerful message there. Understanding that it's not just, this is kind of like the tangible things, right? And this is more like your feelings, your emotions, your spirituality that you are bringing to the situation will help you to persevere through this, because your biggest obstacle in May is really kind of coming into this energy of truth, okay? Whether it is a truth you want to tell somebody else or a truth that you are about to hear from somebody else. So in other words, there's a truth. There's some type of an enlightening here. Something, whether you are stepping into your own truth or somebody is sharing a truth with you. So let's clarify that and let's see what this is, because this is sending you in a new direction. Okay, I feel like there is, okay, so if you're thinking about, manifesting something in your financial sector or your career sector, or you own a business, there is something about understanding it's time to step into the loving nature of what it is that you do for your work. Understanding that just putting your head down, see how the Eight of Pentacles, he has his head down and he's just working really hard, toiling. I feel like you have been toiling really hard. But look at what we have with that. The Ten of Cups and the King of Cups. Understanding that your emotions, your love for your work is really important. It's not just about how many hours you're putting into it. So think about that in your career and money sector. If you feel like you've kind of hit a wall, you're working really hard, but you're not moving things forward, ask yourself, how are you connecting emotionally to your work at this time? How are you connecting to your clients, to your coworkers, to the people around you? Understanding, okay, that if you are feeling, especially like you have your own business, or even in the workplace, you feel like you have a lot of people that are coming in like a lion towards you, right? Roaring, not coming in with a sweet nature, okay? Understanding that your love and your compassion, by just bringing love to the situation, you will diffuse it. Look at how soft and cuddly that lion is, right? Because he has been kind of calmed down. He put in a more peaceful energy because of the girl's loving nature. And that is what your truth is, that you're coming into recognizing, is that it's not just all about work. Work as hard as you possibly can. It's about enjoying the road. It's about coming with joy to your work, of getting back into your heart space a little bit, because I feel like you're almost overworked. Now, if this is in a relationship, there's a possibility, because we're still in that Mercury retrograde, that you could hear from somebody, okay, that maybe you have had some conflict with. There's an energy here where you could hear from somebody, and they may want to work on it, or you may want to work on it, but it's also understanding that the thing that has to change in this situation is it needs a big dose of love. So it's kind of like, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Okay, well, that is a little bit about this type of energy, understanding that sometimes we do have to take, a nasty tasting medicine, in order to help heal a situation or a relationship. But the way to do that is to sugarcoat it. And it's not about being inauthentic. It's about staying in your authenticity, but allowing this truth to be told, okay? Or your energy, sharing what you have to say, or when somebody approaches you that wants to have a conversation. It's about understanding that it's not that you are going to be inauthentic, because that isn't the case. When I say sugarcoat, you're saying it with love, right? You're saying it from a loving place instead of a place out of frustration or resentment or something like that. It's about sharing your truth with the Page of Swords, but sharing it with love. And I love that energy. It's, they're saying tactful. It's a little bit more than that, I think. I think it's kind of like, if you have a truth to tell, if you want to leave a situation or a relationship, it's about doing it in a very loving way, because it is about closure. And it's about closure for you, Gemini. Okay, if this has been a difficult situation and you're wanting to leave, it's about understanding, okay, I'm doing this in a loving way for myself. So in other words, not putting the focus on how the other person feels necessarily. It's about putting the focus on how you want to leave this situation. And, have you ever had a conversation with somebody, and then, like emotions may have gotten high during that time, right? And then later on, you rethink the conversation and how you could have done it differently. It's a little bit about that energy, about being able to leave the conversation and having compassion and love for yourself, right? I love this energy, because a lot of times we put the focus on how the other person is going to react. It's about speaking your truth, but doing it from a loving place for yourself. Speaking very, very kindly and compassionately to yourself. If you're feeling like you don't have enough, right? Being kind and compassionate to yourself, speaking truthfully to yourself, but in a loving way. And telling yourself you're doing the best that you can at this time, and not to feel like you are rushed, putting it in. This is helping you to step into this hermit energy, to go within, to understand that the way that you react to things that are happening in your external environment at this time, okay, are affecting your future. are affecting the way things are coming in, and you're coming into this Hermit energy of understanding that, you know, if you look really closely, okay, she is sitting on top of kind of like a lighthouse out in the water, right? And there's ripples in the water down below. Understanding that the way that you handle yourself, especially over the next 3 months, is going to have ripple effects in other areas of your life. So it's, okay, they're saying like road rage, right? Like, you know, it is, I don't drive that often. I'm so lucky I can walk to so much where I live. But when I have to get in the car, it is very frustrating, the area that I live in, lots of traffic. And so it is this energy of understanding that the way that you are putting yourself out there, are you putting yourself out there as a roaring lion, or are you putting yourself out there as a loving human? You know, and understanding that the way that you are showing up into the world is full of love and light, and is shining a light for others, but it also has rippling effects towards other people. It helps other people. You are inspiring other people by just having a loving nature about yourself in your daily life. Wow, beautiful energy, because I think that this is what is helping to bring in these big changes. When you are putting out this loving nature, you are going to be rewarded with what it is that you are wanting to manifest in your own life. All right, so let's move to June. On June, you have emotions are running high. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, May, you know, we're coming into your birthday season here, the end of May, and then into June. There's this sense that emotions are running high. Now, this is a really lovely energy. There's something here where either someone or something, or even yourself, is trying to work with others. I feel like there's a situation in your life that is just kind of like continuing into June, where you're trying to work with other people, you know, whether that's in your workplace, creatively creating things with other people, having relationships working out. You know, this is a sense of collaborating, working together in order to, you know, attain either a certain goal or a sense of happiness and fulfillment. Now, the thing that you have that is your area of resistance is that you are trying to walk away towards your 9 of Cups, right? The 8 of Cups is that energy of, I'm not fulfilled where I am. I want to move towards something that is more fulfilling, brings me more happiness and joy and abundance. So let's take a look at that 8 of Cups, because I feel like this is your area of resistance. It's time to walk away from something. You're still trying to get something to work out. You're bringing your loving self to something, and you're still not getting the results. Interesting energy there, right? 9 of Cups too. Yeah, you're going towards something else. I think there's someone or some situation that's coming back from the past that really wants back into your life, and it's, I think you're toying, okay, with bringing this situation or relationship back into your life, because it's something that, at least at one time, okay, was your 9 of Cups. But here's the thing. It was your 9 of Cups. Now I feel like you recognize that there's a new 9 of Cups for you on the horizon. That this situation, even when you put time and energy and love into it, it still isn't providing you with the sense of fulfillment, okay, or abundance that you are truly wanting. And I think that, you know, in May, where you're kind of giving something, I'm going to call this your last ditch effort, you know, instead of just walking away from it, it's kind of like this sense of, you know, putting a lot of love and joy into it and saying, okay, this is it. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to put my all into this, right? And then if it still doesn't work out, then I will walk away. But I feel like in your heart of hearts, you've already decided this isn't what you want for yourself, right? That your Nine of Cups, you've changed, Gemini. There's a sense that you've changed and you're deciding, okay, wait a minute, that is no longer my Nine of Cups. Something that you may have, it could be a career, it could be a business that you started, it could be a relationship. Something that you have been maybe wanting to manifest for a long time. But your energy has changed. You internally have changed. And it's understanding, wait a minute, I feel like you're going within and you're understanding. I'm trying to bring something in that really isn't in alignment with what I truly want. It was something that you wanted for yourself maybe 5 years ago or something like that. And you've been living with this dream for some time. And now all of a sudden you recognize, wait a minute, it's kind of, that energy of thinking that you want something. Say you have been dreaming for a very long time to buy a certain car. Okay. And, every time you see it on the road, you're like, oh, I can't wait until I can afford that car. And then all of a sudden you have the money, the means in order to buy the car. And you go to the dealership and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to buy this car. This is the color that, you've been on the website, you've looked at all the colors and the interiors, and you get in the car and you recognize you have this feeling. It's like a letdown. It's kind of like, yeah, that's not what I really want. And I feel like this person, this situation that comes back around, it's almost as if when it comes back around, you recognize, I no longer want it. It's like going to the dealership and driving that car that you thought you wanted for the last 5 years. And then you get in it and you're kind of like, yeah, no, this really isn't what I've been dreaming of for so long. So I kind of feel like that in June, you are having a big decision, making a big decision. What is it that I really want? I feel like it almost causes you some emotional turmoil. Let's call it turmoil. And not in a bad way. I think what you're doing is you're recognizing, wait a minute, I've been chasing after something that I really and truly don't want. Wow. Yeah. I think you're trying to decide. Oh my goodness. This is really difficult, Gemini, because I feel like you're trying to decide, do I go my own way, right? Or do I celebrate with these people or this relationship or this job, this career, and you're all up in your head about it. Okay, so for June, it is all about listening to your heart. What does your heart tell you? When you sit in that car, right? And you're sitting there and you're kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm just not feeling it, right? It's kind of like, okay, recognizing that car or that situation, that relationship really isn't resonating with you anymore. You have risen to a higher level. You have aligned yourself to a higher vibration. You're manifesting in something, okay, that you wanted in previously. And you have now aligned yourself to a higher vibration. So when it comes in, it's almost as if you're recognizing, wait a minute, I have risen to a new level, right? I have ascended. And I feel like the universe is almost bringing this manifesting situation or relationship in for you so that you can recognize that you have aligned yourself to a higher vibration, that it's really not, this is no longer your Nine of Cups, that it's time to start looking for your new Nine of Cups. It's time to start manifesting something different. This is a powerful change because it's almost as if you're recognizing that no longer suits me or who I am wanting to become. Really powerful energy. Okay, so let's go to July. Let's see what we have here. Prosperity lies ahead. Yes, it's almost as if you have been spending all of this time and energy, okay, trying to manifest in something that's really not in alignment with the new Gemini, okay? Gemini times 2. It's almost as if the universe is saying, okay, Gemini, you can't move forward because you're still longing for that car from the past, right? And then all of a sudden it says, okay, well, let's bring in the car. And then you sit in the car and you recognize, oh my goodness, this isn't it. It's a powerful change. It's almost like a true awakening. It's kind of like, oh, wow. Okay, where am I going now, right? But you're also understanding this is like blasting away a lot of the past. It's almost like you are being hatched. It's almost as if you are hatching into a new version of yourself completely. Like I feel like your vibration has risen, but physically, mentally, emotionally, you may not have caught up with the new spiritual level that you are at. Wow, beautiful energy. Okay, so in July, you have Temperance. I feel like you're it's almost like tiptoeing forward because you're kind of like almost taken aback. This is beautiful. Okay, you're almost taken aback because it's kind of like, okay, how do I proceed? I thought that was the car that I wanted, or the job, or the relationship. I thought that's what I wanted. But now I recognize, no, that's not what I want. So how do I go forward? Well, it's first of all, allowing some things to leave in your life, perhaps some dreams, perhaps some goals, allowing those to leave so that new ideas can come in. It's about going ahead smoothly and slowly, but consistently, confidently. So it's very much that Temperance energy. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is, it's kind of like you have been blocking this enlightenment, this tower moment in your life. You know, expect powerful change. It's on the horizon. This is July. I feel like what you thought would never work out for you is suddenly working out for you. But it's when you allow yourself to say no to something that you thought you really wanted, it's the car is like a perfect example, of thinking, yeah, that is exactly the car I want. And then when you sit in it, it doesn't resonate with you. It could be you get the perfect job offer, right? And then you're kind of like, no, wait a minute, this isn't what I really wanted, or the relationship, just kind of feeling like, okay, this is what I really wanted. Or somebody coming back from the past and then recognizing, wait a minute, I'm not in alignment with that person at all. You're just remembering the version from the past, the bittersweet memories of something from the past. So your biggest obstacle in July is 5 of Wands, is this sense of feeling like perhaps you have to compete, okay? Or feeling like you're competing with the world or with your peers, or perhaps feeling like you want to go in a new direction and yet at the same time worried that you don't have what it takes in order to compete in this new arena. It's almost like this is all mental for you. This is really a sense of all, can I keep up? Do I have enough? There is always enough. Do you feeling, do you have enough to, wow, it's almost as if, it's a sense of having a job come in that you thought you wanted to have come in, and it comes in, and then you recognize that you manifested that because there was something bigger that you really wanted for yourself, but you felt like you didn't have enough education, intelligence, creativity, personality, whatever, in order to attain this higher level of a job of some sort, okay? Either on the corporate ladder higher, or something that was more creative, or something you felt like in other words, you were playing it safe. You were staying small, okay? And you recognize when you manifest this in that you were you were staying small. You were trying to manifest something in because it was kind of the safer version instead of the thing that your heart really and truly desires. What you're recognizing is that the reason you were doing that is because you were afraid you didn't have what it took to compete in, and I don't mean like you're actually competing, but you didn't have what it would take in order to manifest in something that your heart truly desired. So it would be kind of like, say you really wanted, I don't know, I'm not really a car person, but say you really wanted a fancy 4-door sedan, and it was kind of like, that is the car that I really want, but I know I can't really afford it, or the insurance for that is so high. So I'm really going to only manifest a 2-door, less expensive version of that car, right? And then the 2-door comes in, and you're sitting in it, and you're kind of like, yeah, you know what I really want is the 4-door. And you're recognizing that you have been playing it safe, that you felt like you didn't have what it would take in order to acquire the 4-door car, right? You didn't have the insurance money or whatever. It's kind of like you recognize in July that you have been keeping yourself small, and it's you that has been keeping yourself small. Sure, maybe it has something to do with the conditioning that you've received over the years, but you're truly recognizing that in the end, you were keeping yourself small because you didn't feel like you had what it would take to attract in the 4-door car. And of course, it's not a car. It's a job. It's a romantic relationship. It's a situation. Understanding that you have the capability, you have the intellect, the creativity, the personality, the manifesting skills to actually create what it is that you want for yourself. Yeah, and you're seeing clearly that you have been holding yourself back. And look, the hangman is in reverse. Understanding, I'm not holding myself back anymore. It's almost like I feel like you've accomplished a little something by being able to manifest in something that you want, just even getting that job offer or something. And you're kind of like, wait a minute, if I could even get to sit in the 2-door car and know that I could acquire that, why don't I just wait a little bit longer and go get the 4-door, or manifest in a job that you thought was going to be your 9 of Cups. And then all of a sudden you realize, this is still too safe. I want to really reach out. I want to put myself in a position where I'm really going for it. In other words, I feel like you are ready to compete, whereas for so long you recognize that you were holding yourself back. Oh my goodness, Gemini, because I feel like this is really helping you to step into a whole new world. It's a true new sense of what you can accomplish in your life, because look at what you're ending with, the Wheel of Fortune, something that is destined, something that is beautiful, a complete blessing from the universe. When you recognize that you are playing it too safe, and you are manifesting kind of like on a junior level, you're really like a senior, you're a pro. There's no holding back. Yes, this is something that, oh my goodness. And then look, you have the Page of Pentacles. You're learning something about how you manifest, how you are manifesting from almost like from the page level, and you're recognizing, wait a minute, I've got to go out into a new way of manifesting, of having this, wow, I am just going to go for it. The Fool has, that sense of awe, understanding that you don't have to. I feel like you've almost been trying to manifest in order to feel like you're safe. And now what you're doing is you're coming into this energy of, I can manifest anything that I want. All I have to do is show up It's that energy. It's kind of like understanding when I show up, I can create the world that I really want. And this is truly destined for you. I feel like there is something big really coming in, and this is in July. The energy leading up to it is recognizing, okay, that it's time to put yourself in positions where these opportunities are coming in. If you feel like there's not a lot of new opportunities coming your way, one of the reasons is because you're not playing in the field where the bigger opportunities are. It's almost like the universe has been holding back, bringing in opportunities for you because you're playing it too safe. You're playing it small. You're not shining your light brightly enough. It's time for you to step into that energy of recognizing that when you live in your loving, inspired energy, okay, that has a ripple effect. You are literally helping to change the world just by living in your powerful self. And the universe needs you to do that. And the divine is stepping in and saying, okay, we're going to allow Gemini to attract in something that Gemini thinks that they want, right? Just so that you recognize it's not something that you truly want. It's no longer in alignment with you. It was at one time. It no longer is. You are now the hermit. You are now the wise one. And it's time to step into that energy. It's beautiful. Yeah, I feel like if, you're really and truly trying to, start a business, or you've had a business and it's kind of been like slow moving forward, it's time to up your ante. It's time to put more of your love and creativity into it. It's like you're working hard, but you're not putting your true self into it. And it's time to do that. The bigger the bigger thing will come. Really beautiful. All right, Gemini, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Who can I serve today? Very much that hermit energy, right? Understanding that when you are literally just shining your love and light at the highest level that you possibly can, my goodness, you are serving others. You are just by being who you are in your true authentic self, not holding yourself back, not playing it safe, putting yourself out there. Wow. In a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give soulfully to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. I feel like you've been perhaps holding back your love in your work or in your relationships or something like that, so that you don't get hurt. It could be part of that. Or so that, you don't, it's almost like, I don't want to put too much of myself into it, because if I do and people don't like it, then I'm going to get hurt. Or you could be, if it's like career or finance, you could be thinking, well, I don't want to lose money. Like say you have your own business. You've been toiling away very hard, okay? But you aren't putting your love into it, okay? And there's a difference, okay? And because you're not putting your love into it, because it's almost like you don't want to be disappointed. But here's the thing, you are being disappointed. You're not getting the results that you want. And it's time to no longer play safe. It's time to put yourself out there, to really kind of step into this energy of recognizing you are someone that is here to change the world. You're stepping into this energy of realizing you can no longer play it safe. It is time to show up bright and light, with lots of love. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really do appreciate you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.